misbehaving. No more miss me not. No more misbehaving. Then I'll see what you have got. No more stormy weather. No more, that's for sure. No more stormy weather. I won't see you anymore. Bring it down. Bring it back forever. Bring it down on the ground. Safe and sound. Bring it back to never. Bring it down on the ground. No more secret talking. No more nails on top. No more secret talking. I don't think you'll ever stop. No more misbehaving. No more miss me not. No more misbehaving. Then we'll see what you are not. Bring it down. Bring it back forever. Bring it down on the ground. Safe and sound. Bring it back to never. Bring it down on the ground.
Whoops. Wrong screen. There we are. Life is so complex.
You know what was really funny? You were coming out of the song and I opened up my Facebook page and then everything locked. And I'm like, oh my God, no. You already had enough. Technical problems, but it's fine.
Hey, yes. So thanks to everybody who joined us. Sorry that we are a half an hour late, but we appreciate you being here for our Sunday Fun Day, the Black Unicorn and the White Witch. Hello to everybody. Thanks. Mark already has suggestions, so that would have been a good reason if we were off baking treats. That would have made sense. That would have made sense. Hello to Mr. Tanner. Always good to see you. Glad you're in the chat. I had put in there, hey, sorry that we're running late. So thanks very much, Ben, for your grace. We appreciate that. It is me that it's my my particular malfunction today as to why we were late. Cyclone Kid and I had to have a last minute adventure. And so I was not able to free myself from some much needed parenting that needed to happen at 5 o'clock.
Right. He wanted sausages.
He wanted sausages. So we were cooking, but yeah, so that's what it was. So I made him sausages, which I will say I'm very impressed the Cyclone Kid is eating these because they are the Johnsonville spicy and sweet or something that I was sure he was going to hate. And he wanted to buy them. And I thought he was just misreading what he normally gets and that I would for sure not have a kid eat these, but he's enjoying them. So good. He's being very, very adventurous in his eating. So welcome to everybody that's joining us. Thank you very much. If you are following us over on Twitch for the first time, we signed on to Twitch. Thank you for joining us over there. I am Miss Shannon. That is the lovely and talented Tiffany Norton. It's always so good to see you, Tiffany. It's good to see you. So wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. So hopefully everybody can hear us okay. And we will have a very lovely Black Unicorn and White Witch show for you, everybody.
Yes.
So
It's going to be lovely. Lovely is the word.
fantastic. A couple of things I wanted to bring up. So first of all, thanks to everybody that's with us already. We are going to go through a couple of stories that we thought were interesting. When we were looking through what was today's agenda, it did seem to be very science related, which I thought good on us. I mean, because you and I are
So
both
smart.
science. I know. Look at us being smart and everything. We are both science nerdy in nature. Then that might be something that people would find a little surprising. That these are the kind of things that we read up on. So we have a number of science related stories. But before we get to that, last week's question of the week. Hi, Peggy. Good to see you. So last week's question of the week is we were saying, what stuff do you have lying around from an old job? And I had a bunch of stuff that
Yes, you have a ton of stuff.
I have a ton of stuff because I was the promotions director at a couple of different radio stations. So you just collect promotional items. So I was thinking that we were going to get the most interesting stories from people in my head that either worked at movie theaters or like old video stores, because that's the kind of where I thought that they would just opened up. So I was completely blown away and mistaken because we had some people that had some good stuff, but I forgot that I have a friend that's his former job trumps all of our former jobs. And so Tiffany, you've heard me talk about my buddy Barsky. So my buddy Barsky, the minute we end the broadcast last week, which we ended kind of abruptly anyway, because I had to go parent, he said, hey, I was just about to type in about stuff that I have lying around, but then you ended the broadcast. And he wrote, I have a shoehorn made from a bull's penis.
Right.
Exactly. And I'm like, you win. That's the winner.
And I mean, that's the kind of job I want to know more about, where these are just handed out.
So here's the thing. And I made us a little, he sent me photos. So let me turn off our graphics. There we go. All right. So I'm not ruining it. Cause he used to be the executive producer of Dirty Jobs. And so people would send him stuff to try and get him to come and hang out at their place of business. So there's this guy at this company who makes things from bull peni. I don't know what the plural of bull penises. So this is the full length thing that they create.
Emphasis on full length. That's an impressive man.
Yeah.
That's a heck of a bull.
They do, they customize them. So you can see that. So that's got Dave's name on it.
Sure.
That's the name of the company. If anybody,
it's an original. Good.
If anybody is interested in getting one for an uncle or aunt, they are still in business. I checked out their website to see what they were doing there. So look, they're kind of classy. They're very classy.
You know what? That'd be fun to just show off at a party. Like, feel that? You know what that is? Bull's penis.
Yes.
Smooth.
Bull's penis. And I looked it up a little bit because I'm curious, because I want to know, well, how do they do it? Because obviously they have to have a stiffening agent and all these things.
Yeah.
To make it do all that stuff.
Is it like a movie? What is it?
So you have to basically, I don't think there's a fluffer. There's just some embalming.
Okay. They don't go to like a special,
Yeah, they're not nice.
Corner of the field.
No, they're not like, hey, let me tell you how sexy you are, or anything like that. It's nothing like that. No. Thank you very much. I have validation. Peni. Correct. Thank you very much, Paul. I appreciate that. I was just guessing. It could have been plethora of penises or something. I don't know.
Penises.
I don't have to say that very often because my life is good. So I think if I had to spend a lot of time worrying about what the plural of penis was, then I would need to go and look at some other life choice.
Yeah, but you would say that your dating life is pretty healthy. If that's something you go, I have the potential for up to 3 peni this weekend.
Exactly. And here is exactly what I think it would be used for. Hey, Grandpa. Happy birthday. Here's an animal's
wing.
You are welcome. Do I get to stay in the will, Grandpa? Thank you.
Right?
I concur, Paul. Well done. All right.
Grandpa would be like, "Oh, I'm back in my day.
Yeah,
Our
back
our bull penises were a lot bigger."
we used to get to know the bull before we took the but now you just guys just smooth up on him and there's just nobody has any subtlety these days. Peggy, you come in second. 40-year-old sweatpants from back when you used to hang out on Switchbone. That's pretty good. And they probably use that is just inherently as stiff as the bull peni that we just
Right.
looked at, courtesy
That's
of
what they use as the stiffening agent.
right.
They just threw that baby out on a shrimp boat.
and just hang out. Hang out. So if anybody's watching and you missed that on last episode and you have anything out there and you think you can trump Mr. Barsky and his shoehorn made of a bull penis.
And it's official. It was signed. It was
With his
engraved.
name and his nickname. Like you go in there, it's like, yeah, well done. It has a little plaque, kind of thing. None of my stuff has a little plaque that says, hey, here's what you get. So, hey, I mean, you know what? Even if I thought it was something weird, if you put a plaque on it, you probably could get me to keep it.
Yeah. If you engrave my name in it, I'm probably going to keep it.
If it was customized, then yeah,
Mhm.
for sure. So we'll have another question of the week at the end of the show. Now on to some of our science related stories. Tiffany, I thought I'd start with, let me pull this back up because I want to make sure that I put them. I thought that there would be a particular order that would make most sense. So should we talk about the ocean first? Let's talk about the ocean before we get to the things first. Okay. So I saw this story. It was in Live Science magazine. And what it is it turns out that a number of divers off of the coast of Norway had had all seen at different occasions what was this gelatinous blob that usually had one little line in it or something in it. And so they were really curious about what these blobs were because they were recurring, but they weren't constant. So they weren't continual where every time you go out on the coast, you find this thing. So they were like, okay, we think we know what it is, but we're not sure. We need to go and look into this. And so the amazing scientists off the coast of Norway have now found out that what it is that it is a collection of squid eggs and mucus. Embryos, squid eggs, mucus, and embryos is what this study has now found out. So there is a picture of the gelatin. It's big.
It's big. Look at the size of the diver next to it. Like
right. So they're 3 feet long. So imagine you're out there looking for, just trying to hang out with the fish. And then this 3-foot blob goes past you. And so what they did is they talked the divers because they said, well, we think we know what it is, but we're not sure. So would you get us a DNA sample? And so it turns out that it's a very particular kind of squid. And what the squid does is that they release thousands of squid eggs. So that is covered. I mean, that is filled with thousands of squid.
Oh, so like basically that's how they incubate in there. Oh, look at them all in there.
Yes. See, and so depending on when you come across it, then you can see them at the different levels. So when you find it when they're brand new squid eggs, they're at level A, and then by the time they start to grow and morph, then they turn into like E. And so I thought that was fascinating that the scientists were like, we're pretty sure it's squid eggs, but we need more. We need somebody to check this out. So they did multiple DNA samples to make sure that it was right. So kind of thing. So yes, squid eggs.
And is there one father for all the children? I mean, is it, if we're doing DNA tests, I'm just saying, like, let's see who's on the hook for the old squid support.
I don't think that this would be the best calamari, Paul. I think that it's pre-calamari.
Oh,
I don't think it's a very good answer. No.
Although who knows, maybe it's delicious, like what do you like caviar?
True.
Sturgeon eggs.
Fair enough.
Squid eggs and mucus. Yum. I love that band. They're my favorite indie band. Squid eggs and mucus. Remember when Mucus joined back in '87?
He took over after Phlegm. Phlegm left.
Phlegm left. Yeah. Oh, that was a debacle. Yeah, Phlegm.
Problematic. So
sometimes these jokes only make sense to us, and that's how we like it.
But we're like, hey man, Phlegm. Those Phlegm years were the best.
Yeah. He was later replaced with black lung.
I'm now parched. I'm now parched. All right.
Yep.
Moving on to our second science story of the week.
Yes.
Do you have this one in front of you? I have props. So if you tell the story, I'll follow up with the props.
Yeah. Oh, sure.
Okay.
It's pretty easy to tell. So
Mhm.
Elon Musk, the closest thing we have to a real living supervillain.
Absolutely.
That's don't you think? I mean, this guy is just, he's so incredibly rich, but also he thinks all of his ideas are great. There's a, you
Correct.
know, and you know, there's a thing called groupthink. You know, when you're around rich people, they don't always tell you some of your stuff's a little wacky.
Right.
So Elon Musk basically kind of just like wanted a big dick energy the room and just
Right.
said, you know, if I really wanted to, I could build a Jurassic Park for real with
Correct.
dinosaurs. For real, I could do it.
And we're like, you need to not do that.
Please do not do that.
Do not do that. Anyone, I've seen all of them. You need to,
Yeah.
right. Like I am with Paul. Like, by the way.
No, yeah, right?
Nothing about it. I looked up all my favorite. It was a good excuse for me to look at my Ian Malcolm.
Yeah.
Got to think. Yeah. My Dr. Ian Malcolm, I'm sure he said,
Look at
absolutely not. Right? No,
Yep.
you shouldn't do this. Your science
love
is
Jeff
so
Goldblum.
preoccupied. They didn't stop to see if they should. That's what he's saying.
Yep.
I mean, I can't think of it. Like, I think I know our friends pretty well. And you can sound off in the chat if I'm wrong. Is there someone that we know in real life or virtually who would actually go to a real life Jurassic Park? I vote no. Would you go, Tiffany?
No, I would want to. I mean, I would want to because it would be cool. But then also too, like I read the book and the book was terrifying. I mean, I don't know if you ever, most people just know the movie, but I mean, I read that book in college and I was scared when I would hear noises outside at night. I thought maybe there was a velociraptor outside my bedroom window. Like I legit believed that book. Anyway.
Yeah, I'm not doing. There's no way I'm going. I don't even.
It's the birds. You can't contain the birds, and that's how they get out. Didn't you watch any of them? It's the goddamn birds.
I don't like roller coasters, so why am I going to go see? I barely like the zoo. You know,
Yeah.
barely like the zoo. So I know I'm never going to go there. I'm never going to go there.
I can think of people that would go though. People that look like extreme people that like to go, like hunters and people like that. I mean, I think you should let them in. They can hunt the dinosaurs, but the dinosaurs can hunt you right back.
I don't pay for danger. And this is what I'm saying. Look, if you took your grandkids there and they got eaten, I'm not feeling bad. I'm not feeling bad. You need to not do that. You basically took your kids to be eaten. That's ridiculous. I don't feel bad for you at all. I do agree with Paul, you know, that he's got a Napoleon complex. He's like, that's what it is. So he thinks it's a big, you know, that maybe now he's got enough money that he's all like leaned into that big D energy though, I think.
But and don't say stuff like that. Like, please don't. Like, we're going to have to, you know, now we're going to have to start figuring out how we're going to muzzle you. I mean, my God, with all the money that guy has, I mean, if he really wanted to do some of this stuff, he could. It's scary.
If he's saying we could do it, knowing him, because he's also the one that they made those fake guns that weren't supposed to, that they were like, okay, well now this is illegal in all these other places, and even though you call it not a gun, it's a gun. So he probably already has tiny dinosaurs in his backyard. Like he's like, that's how much I don't trust Elon Musk. If he's already sending tiny dinosaur embryos, like all those squids, up to like in one of his rockets, in one of his space rockets.
What happens next time when he gets an HBO subscription and watches Game of Thrones, and now he wants dragons? Like, come on, dude.
Now we're gonna have dragons, and I like dragons, but I know you can't trust dragons, and he does not need to be in charge of the dragons at all. Ugh, Elon.
Work with the squid mucus. You know, you can, have a water park for that.
Stay with that. Our final science related story. I thought this one would be fun because Mental Floss magazine turned 20 last month. And so what they did is Mental Floss is their 20th anniversary. And so they looked up 20 of the weirdest inventions that they had covered over the last 20 years. And I thought this was wonderful. So if anybody out there just needs time and is looking for things to do, Mental Floss is just fun. So they start off easy. Okay, so I'll show you some of the easy ones, and then we'll get to the ones that we need to buy right now. Okay, so you can get yourself a very fancy. So like, let's see. It turns out that there's some people that have a squid problem. I'm sorry, a slug problem out there. So if slugs have been destroying your garden, they have a slug bot. So basically it's a robot's version of a slug that go like a nanite version of a slug that goes out there and basically poisons the other slugs. So they don't.
Oh no.
It's super gross. It's super, super gross. So the bacteria inside the slug bot digests the other actual slugs, but then because of the way that it digests them and the bacteria eats them, allegedly what it does is that then the slug slime then can be used to actually power your yard. It turns into organic slime. So you shouldn't feel guilty. It's just circle of life. There's a company that made clothes out of actual milk. So these right here are made from milk products. So what they do is they take the casein, the protein in milk, and then they do that. So I thought that was interesting. All right.
Ooh,
Now,
what would it smell like if it got wet?
interesting.
Like, like bad milk.
Like, yuck.
Like, would you, like, would it smell sour on a hot day? I don't know.
There's a toaster that can put your face on things, so you can take a picture of yourself and then it will etch it onto a toaster.
That's a good idea.
Toast, so you can do that. Now I want to get to this one. This is the one that I was waiting for, Tiffany. Okay. Oh, well, let's mention too, a biodegradable coffin. So
well, those are good.
So that's cool. There's a bra dryer that you can put your unmentionables in that'll dry them in a half an hour. This I thought you'd like. Okay, so what this is that they are motion controlled cat ears. So you put on this headband, you see what she has going on, and then what happens? So they perk up depending on your mood.
So if she has like sad ears, oh, now she's happy because she got her donuts. This is a good invention, actually.
That one I like.
You know what? Because this is good for guys who can't read signals from women. Oh, they're up. The ears are up.
My ears like, wah,
The ears
wah.
are up. She's like, she's liking it.
Move around.
When the ears start going down.
This is my favorite one, though. And I'm surprised I had not heard of this next one, though. Look at this. It's the ostrich pillow.
Oh, yeah.
So what it is.
We can already tell just for hiding at
That's
work.
exactly what it
Hiding at your desk.
There was a $130,000 Kickstarter for this one. And so the ostrich pillow is exactly what you see there, is that it's you can like it's a napping pillow.
Okay.
So it has just one little hole in a place you can put your hands so that you can sleep anywhere. And ostrich pillows are still around. So the company, after it got its Kickstarter taken care of, it is now off and booming, because I looked up ostrichpillow.com to see what else they have going on. So they have just a ton of different products out there.
Funny.
So they have
My Pillow guy is like, damn it. That should have been my baby.
Right. Yeah. So I thought that was fantastic. Like watching people sleep with this ostrich pillow on.
You know what that would be great for is a plane, an airplane.
No, that's what they say as well. So like there's actually that's one.
You're pulling the tray down, then you can just. But then you don't get your drink. Then the drink lady always goes past you.
Because you're sleeping.
I know. Then you don't get your scotch.
Oh, Paul, I bet you did have some cat ear headphones at Brookstone. I've seen those. I've thought about that. And Diane, are we taking your money for the cat pillow? I'm sorry, for the ostrich pillow, or for the cat ears? Sorry, I wasn't paying attention. I was too
Diane is our most perky friend. The ears would just be up the whole time.
Oh yeah. So she'd be
she doesn't need the ears.
Yeah.
Yep.
Definitely. Absolutely. Definitely. And I do agree that pillow is the best thing that you could have, because it has just one tiny little hole and then everything else is just fluffiness. Brilliant. Yes, you can get them both. We'll make sure that the link is in the chat so you can buy those things. I would buy the ears. The ostrich pillow, just so you know, retails at $99. I don't nap enough to get my $100 back anytime soon.
Yeah. I mean, if you were traveling a lot, I think that would maybe make sense. But, or, if you, just don't like people.
If you just want to hide at work and have a little siesta, that's it. The cat ears, this particular one, Denise, they do not come with the tail. I did look at, and Denise is right, there is a tail that you can use. I see it mostly on anime sites. There's a robotic tail you can buy. And because I watched a lot of Dragon Ball Z as a kid, want the tail. and it's like, and it's it's a really long tail. So
Okay.
I have thought about getting that.
How much does something like that go for?
That was
A
going.
robotic.
I thought the
tail.
robotic tail was like $2.99. It was in the hundreds, you know, kind of.
Okay. Ostrich pillow, cattail, ostrich pillow.
It depends. I mean, I don't think you have to pick one, you know, kind of thing. So, oh, did Mora have the tail? I did not see Schitt's Creek. It is on my list of things that.
Oh, it's pretty funny.
When
I haven't seen all of them, but it's pretty funny. I've seen the first couple seasons. It's Eugene Levy is just delightful.
When
And his son is really good.
Oh no, it's the kind of show that I think I would watch
Oh,
if
yeah.
I had adults time with my television. Right now, I am not in control of my television very often.
No, you're not.
Yeah, so I just haven't gotten around to doing that. Oh, the ostrich pillow.
Oh my God, yeah.
That would be perfect. Yes, that sounds right. That's
Her,
right.
yeah.
That's our character. Oh, wait, Tiffany, let me show you one more because I thought this was great, and it's almost child abuse. But let's see, you know, kind of thing. Okay, so let's do this one more. Because I had seen this before, but I've never seen it in real life. Have you seen this in real life?
Oh my God, not in real. I've seen it advertised though.
Right.
Yeah, because they're all on the ground all the time anyway.
Right. So you might as well, instead of feeling bad that they're getting their jumpers all dirty, you could just have like a little chihuahua things on the front of your baby's thing. And then they're double duting and earning their keep, even though there's child labor laws.
Although it looks like just streaks of dust across your floor. It's like you dragged a baby around, you know what I mean? Like, because babies are not used, you know,
unless you're spinning
don't-
it, which is not good for the baby. Don't spin the baby just so you can get
they'll
more
throw up.
clean clothes. I
That's kind of
concur.
funny.
This is better than Oprah's favorite thing.
Yeah. Oprah's favorite things are the same things every time. They're like, ooh, here's another thing of, you know what, like reader glasses I like, and here's a china plate that's $1,000.
Ours are much more practical, and they stand out. You know, kind of, they stand out. You will definitely stay out in a crowd if you end up with any of those, like that cosplay robotic tail or those cat ears. I agree. Yeah, babies got to pay their taxes, kind of thing. Like, babies are expensive. They're expensive. So go ahead, get a little bit of work out of them.
Yeah.
And I think that, yeah, I agree, Kim. None of us can afford Oprah's favorite
No.
thing. Oprah, like all the stuff we mentioned right now, I have $99. I just don't know if I'm gonna spend it on the ostrich pillow, but I could come up.
What was it? What was it? We talked about Oprah the other day because someone was asking her if she had ever had like a real life struggle.
Yeah,
and
I'll show this next week, and if you don't have time to find it. So, when on one of the appearances where Oprah was on the Daily Show with Trevor Noah. And so Trevor Noah does the scene between the scenes. And so which are some of the best things, is when he talks to people technically off camera. So he asked her, well, do you do anything? What do you do this like normal? And she's like, oh yeah. And then the first thing she says is completely not normal at all. And Trevor called her. He's like, no, that's not normal. Like she says, well, yeah, like when I travel, I don't like to pay for avocados because they're expensive when I travel. So I bring my own avocados from my orchard. And he's like, no, nobody has their own avocado tree that they use.
Well, Oprah does, obviously. Well, didn't you say too that she can't remember the last time that she had to buy her own toilet paper?
Yes. He goes, have you ever been in the bathroom and run out of toilet paper? And she says, no. And like, because she has somebody that comes around and like hotels her toilet paper. Right. So no, Oprah. And that's fine. But and normally Oprah doesn't fake like she's real people anymore. She knows she's Oprah.
Oh yeah, she knows.
She knows she's Oprah. So that's why it doesn't bother me that it almost looked like she thought that was close to normal. Like she was pretty sure like, yeah, this will come as normal. And then he's like, no,
no, it's not. Well, yeah, I remember there was this story maybe 10 years ago where Oprah went somewhere in Europe and went into a designer handbag store. Mm-hmm. And they did not know who Oprah was. And Oprah was quite confused by this.
Shooketh. She's like, it's been decades.
Yeah, it was, yeah. I mean, because basically she was knocking on the door and it was after hours and she wanted them to open up so she could go spend some money in there. And they're like, no. And she's like, I'm Oprah. And they're like,
Who?
nah. Yeah, who? We're not American.
We're closed.
We're closed.
Now maybe it might be a little different, you know,
We're
because
closed American.
right now it's all like, all right, you know, now it has, you'd have to be in a very particular part of the country for people not to know who, I mean, of the world, for
Right.
2 people to not know who Oprah is.
Well,
Like,
and she tried to blow it off like she wasn't super pissed about it, but she totally was. She was like, "Oh, and
no,
can you believe it? I went somewhere and they didn't know who I was."
how does that happen? I mean, I was like, don't you know, you get a thing, yeah. Like she's doing impersonations of
Of
herself.
herself, right?
Like,
She just comes. She's got
Don't know
the red flyer wagon with the load of fat going past the window. Like, don't come on. You remember this bit, right?
she's like,
Remember this one?
nope.
Okay.
I had the short guy jump on my couch. Nope.
Nope.
Not at all.
No.
It's gotta be hard when you get so used to I can't go anywhere because I'm Oprah. And then the one time you're not Oprah was when you
Yeah.
wanted to be Oprah.
Right. Right. Well, that's it. From now on, I'm putting it in my rider for any comedy gig out of town. I don't care where it is in the Dakotas. I need my own avocados.
Fair enough. Yes.
They need to be provided by the venue.
Avocados, a couple pomegranates.
Yeah.
Maybe that'll work. Pomegranates. And so speaking of, we'll remind everybody at the end of the show, because we are going to be, speaking of the Dakotas, we are both going to be in the Dakotas in 2 weeks. 2
Yeah.
weeks? Yeah, coming up quick. All right.
Fargo.
So we are going to wrap up with this week's question of the week. And I came up with this one
Yes, you
because
did.
I happen to live in the city of Crystal. And so I was reading the news yesterday on Fox 9, and I saw this particular story where it said, and I never thought I would have to see a headline this, City of Crystal, stop flushing mop heads down the toilet.
Yeah.
And of course, I thought it was a spoof thing, but no, look, there's a picture. And so what they had to do is that the City of Crystal had to put out, and I looked on their actual website because I do follow them on their social media site because I do live in the City of Crystal. And there have been numerous occasions where these mop heads are clogging the pumps at the wastewater station. So not like in one person's house, the station, which is south of me, is actually being clogged up because they're finding these mop heads in it. And so
Who does that?
exactly who
Do you
does
think it's like a kid? Do you think it's like a you know what I mean? Like kids, you know how like you used to try to clog up the toilets at school and
maybe, and I'm going, okay, but you have to be someplace industrial-ish because there are multiple ones. So I was thinking maybe it was a pissed off person at a janitorial thing. So maybe,
Yeah.
hello, Mr. Sullivan, good to see you. We're talking about clogging wastewater plants with mop heads. And I had put that up on my page, and people were like, it must be a spoof. I'm like, no, because everybody's like, whatever, City of Crystal. When they even put it on the City of Crystal's page itself, people were like, you must be making this up. And they're like, here's a picture. We've seen it with our own eyes. So now what they're doing is that they're watching people to see if maybe they're not flushing them. Maybe they're putting them down manholes,
oh
which
god.
seems like a lot of work.
Yeah.
A lot of work. I mean, it's not me. I haven't had a mop that looked like that in years. Like, I'm like, that's why I was like, who still uses mops shaped like that? Like, don't we all have like, I literally do not have a mop that's shaped like that. I have a steam mop. So it just has a little Swiffer pad on it, you know,
It has a little Home Alone vibe to it. Like we're the wet bandits, and that's our calling card. Right, the mop head.
I was trying to see if there was another picture of it, and there's not on that one. But on their website, the fact that the City of Crystal and their waterworks are like,
Please stop.
Yeah, could you not do this? Yeah.
And I've got one too that's closer to my house.
Looks like a wig. I as a wig wearer, even if you had a really cheap wig, I see what you're getting at, Kim. But when you like really look at the photo, it does look like fibrous,
Yeah.
So it doesn't look like even like a very non-human hair type wig.
It does look like one of those old timey mops, like
old timey mops. That's why I was saying like an
that you wring out. you know.
Correct.
Right.
Because that's what I was thinking. And so, because I'm like, it's very difficult even to buy those unless it was,
Mhm.
shoving it down, as the ex-wife of a plumber, lots of things end up getting, go down.
Oh,
that you
God. Oh, yeah, for sure.
But that, and then not only did it make it from the housing and the residential plumbing system to the wastewater plant, that's a lot. So that's why I kind of go with yeah, maybe it's somebody out throwing it down a manhole or something else kind of thing. I agree, Denise. Yeah, weird flex. Like weird flex.
Right.
You're like, what am I gonna do? I gotta show I gotta show how my original I am is in my bed.
That's funny. Well, can I share a story that's weird from my side of town?
Yes.
Okay. So if you ever have time, if you're on Twitter,
Mhm.
MN Crime, it's basically at MN_crime is a delight because it's all just weird actual stuff that happens around here. So West St. Paul, there was a disturbance at the Target on Robert Street, which is just a couple miles up the street from me. A caller reported that someone had spread chicken feet throughout the parking lot, and one is stuck in her door handle.
Oh goodness. Okay. What voodoo
Chicken
priestess
feet.
did you piss off? What voodoo priestess is coming for you?
That's what it says. It says this was either voodoo TikTok or voodoo TikTok.
Voodoo
that's what MN Crime is
this
predicting.
dance. It's just that chicken feet. And
Chicken
like,
feet.
that's it. That reminds me of something my grandma would have done to like one of her.
Right? Put a hex on someone with the chicken
Put a hex
feet.
on that. She's all like, I had a headache for 2 days, so I put a hex on Sister Hall. Sister Hall is your best friend, Grandma. Why are you?
She would put a hex on her best friend.
You always put a.
Because she had a headache.
It was always either Sister Hall put a hex on her, or she's like, one of these days. That's why for anybody out there, like I'm still paranoid about things like making sure that nobody gets a piece of my hair or my fingernails clipping. Is my voodoo-y grandma that that I was raised with, that I'm like, you can't leave pieces of yourself around.
Yeah, Shannon has a very clean hairbrush, and I know it too because you have to burn it too. Like you
Correct, I
can't,
have to burn it.
because if you just put it in the garbage, it would drive you nuts.
If you put it in the garbage, then somebody might get it. You can't just throw it out because then a bird might get it and make it into a nest, and then you end up with migraines. No, I don't remember what happened.
You get migraines from birds.
You get migraines if you flush it because there's something about the swelling of it that will get migraines for it. So yeah, so you got to burn it.
What if you just throw it in like the regular garbage?
No, because then somebody might get it. You don't know.
Okay.
You can't leave pieces of you just out for general population to get.
Oh, there's a lot of pieces of me everywhere. There's a lot of DNA all over this town.
Oh no, I
collect
collect all of my pieces, and I dispose of my own pieces. So
all right, well, fair enough.
That made us think. Okay, so our question of the day is: what's the weirdest article you've read about somewhere you've lived? So what's the weirdest article / story that you've read about somewhere you live? So if you live in a very calm, peaceful place, good for you.
Right.
That is.
It could be a place you used to live in too. It doesn't have to be a current residence.
Someplace that you have ever lived. So maybe you had somebody that went down and it was just crazy up in your neighborhood, and now you're like, that's why we moved.
Yep.
And we didn't tell anybody. So that's like, So Kim, that may be why you have bad luck. Are you just letting your hair just fly around? You probably have it in like every bird's nest in Rochester, Minnesota has a little piece of Kim. So no, keep all your stuff. Keep all your stuff, put it away, burn it. A little pyre to yourself.
Thanks. I don't like burning hair.
Oh, it's not pleasant, but it is safe.
Essential
safe.
to saving.
It is.
Yes. Okay.
Protecting yourself. So if you're watching this on the replay, what is the weirdest thing that you ever read about a place that you actually live? Oh, so Kim puts her hair in the garbage. Never do that again. Now she's not going to be able to do it because I've said it out loud, kind of thing.
You're going to get hexed. You're going to get a hex, Kim.
No. Yeah. So if you're watching this in the replay, shout out to all of our replay squad, like my good friend Irene from Phoenix and all that. What's the weirdest story about someplace you currently live or have lived? Let us know, and we will cover that next week. Now, it's not someplace that either of us have lived, but someplace that we are going. Shout out to the wonderful city of Fargo, North Dakota, home of one of the top 10 bagel establishments in the country.
Oh, that's right. You told me we're going on a bagel adventure.
Yeah. According to, I believe it was Vanity Fair.
We're going to get a schmear.
We're going to get a schmear
going.
And we are also going to be telling jokes there on the 23rd of April, right?
Yeah, come on down. Or up. Mm-hmm. Or over.
Yeah. So come on over. I agree. Denise moved away.
Oh yeah.
You're right. And I'm sure you're like living it up in LA. You're like, wait, what? Like,
I remember that too. During that time, you would go somewhere else in the country, and they'd be like, "You're from Minnesota, y'all crazy."
we're like,
you elected the Jesse the Body. I voted for him twice, honestly.
hey man, that was just the.
He didn't win that second time, but I voted for him.
Was a tail.
I got money back. I liked him.
Yeah, you can use whatever you want, Mr. Sullivan. Yeah. Nope, it can be anywhere that you lived, anywhere that.
Yeah.
No,
That's got to be better than chicken feet or people flushing mops down
there, mop heads
down a toilet. How random.
Super random. Kim, you see, there's nothing wrong with that. You know, there's a lot of people that did.
Yeah.
You know, for Minnesota, you got, now I have to count it. We made a lot of weirder choices.
Yeah, we have.
I gotta think. But honestly, that is why when I found out, and I know this has nothing to do with the previous pillow story that we had, when I found out that the My Pillow guy might run for governor, I was like, oh my gosh, somebody get in front of that, because we Minnesotans, hey man, we cannot be left to our own devices.
No, we can't. He promised us all feather pillows.
Right. We might do
and a
something
20% off coupon.
Right.
I can't pass that up.
He seems so nice in the commercials, kind of. Oh gosh, no.
And he wears the cross. So,
Yeah, so he's probably a nice fella.
Oh,
No. So let's not do that again.
No, My Pillow guy. Well, I think he's gonna lay low since the voting thing isn't decided yet, with him telling everybody that the voting machine was fake and then weren't working, and now he's getting sued.
He's absolutely not laying low. No, he's on the news. That'll still be. He's hiring private investigators.
Right.
He does not know what lay low means. No. Nope.
There you go.
So, hey man, everybody, stay safe, stay healthy. Don't vote that.
No.
All right, let's see.
We're gonna get a potpourri guy to run, and it'll be a lot better.
So what happened? Okay, so remember the lady that busted the wall in the bathroom? Yeah. Oh yeah. So we did talk. We talked about this lady who was in New York, and that was one of the things she had done, is that she felt a draft behind her. She felt a draft behind her bathroom mirror. And so she scooted it out of the way and found that there was a hole in the wall, and she crawled through the hole and found a whole nother apartment that no
one was in, and no one could, and there was no door to it on the outside. So there was some weird flowers in the attic type crap hanging there. Like there was somebody boarded someone up. It was the people under the stairs. It was some kind of action like that, I think.
Right. Yeah. No feathers. You're right. They are synthetic.
Oh, of course.
Yeah.
There's nothing real.
Our whole world is just a sham.
I'm terrible.
It's just a sham. We're all sham. Yeah. So it's like, just the weirdest thing. So, you need to stay away from all of those kind of things. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. All those things. Hey man, I don't care how bored you are. If you find a weird cavern in your house, hire somebody. Don't go crawl in there and make your own spelunking helmet like that lady did. That is not the way you need to do it. So, all right. So, Tiffany, we let everybody know about all that stuff. We are to encourage them to like and subscribe wherever you find all of us. We can use more followers. Please tell your friends. And we encourage everybody to see us here. And hopefully next Sunday we'll be at 5:00. But thanks for everybody for joining in, even though we were running 30 minutes late. We really appreciate it. And I think he's had more than
I hear him.
Yeah, he's had more than enough time to finish the bratwurst that I gave him. So I'm going to go and see if I need to give more food to the kiddo. So
all right.
We adore all of you. You appreciate you being part of the broadcast, and we will see you next week.
Bye.
Bye.
Someone who take a little time to see hands are fed, what's all about? Heard a voice say you're not on her home. Regularity began to compound. The whiskey ran, stop pouring down. That voice said, I'm not on my own. Oh, it was you. It was you. Walk the streets and search for clues, trying to shake the sidewalk blues. Wanna feel like I won't fade away. Every next step that I take, the broken piece starts to bend and shake. So I sat down and prayed for rain. When my record stars crash to the ground, my hands are fed, words tightly bound, and a voice said, you're not on your own. When calamity began to compound, and the whiskey rain stopped pouring down, that voice said, I'm not